We're at number 8, Hezekiah's mural. And this is the mural we want to look at right here. This is called Hezekiah. We call it Hezekiah's mural. The reason why is because Hezekiah's name is on it. Again, he's referred to again, proving that he is historical. He is the king of Jerusalem, the king of Judah, in Jerusalem. Sennacherib, having dealt with this mysterious character named Taharka, then comes back to Jerusalem a second time. And according to this mural, he comes with 200,000 men, all the way from Nineveh, sets up his tent outside of Jerusalem, goes to sleep that night, expecting to attack the next morning, sleeps right through the night, wakes up the next morning, stretches, washes his face, opens up the flap, and what does he see?
100.
Oh, he's got it. How did you know that? There you go. And and you remember where you read that? In 2 Kings chapter 19. 2 Kings chapter 19 tells us what happened. However, before we get to the Bible, what does the mural say? The mural says that he comes all the way from Nineveh, that he sets up camp, and then he goes home. And then he goes home. Why did he come to Sunday go home? Was he on a tourist trip? No battle, no reference to any destruction, no reference to any kings destroyed, no reference to any booty, and that's the most important. Nothing about any booty. He just goes home. And it says no more, which for the historians is pretty frustrating. Because if you're a historian, you'd like to know why he went home, right? Why there was no battle? Why did he come with 200,000 men and then suddenly go home? Marching all the way across the deserts, hundreds of miles. When we get upstairs, we're going to see some Babylonian chronicles. These are the chronicles that the British Museum now owns. They own hundreds of them in the basements where we're standing. And in one of those chronicles, it mentions that when Sennacherib comes back to Nineveh, his 2 sons rise up and kill him. Why do you kill a conquering king? Unless something embarrassing happened. But you're not going to find the answer here. So where are you going to have to go? You're going to have to go to where he went. And what happened?
The angel of the Lord.
How many people were killed?
185,000.
He looks out and he sees 185,000 men laying dead on the ground. He's heard no battle, no clanking of swords, no screams of pain, no enemy soldiers anywhere to be seen. He sees 185,000 men. What would you do in his place? You'd get up and go home, wouldn't you? What are you going to do when you get back to Nineveh and the 185,000 relatives want to know what happened to their men? Can you see why he was such an embarrassment? Can you see why his 2 sons had to kill him? But why doesn't it say so here? Remember, these are bragging accounts. This is their legacy. They never tell you what went wrong. And for the historian, this is all they have to go on. So they say, oh, a plague happened. It was a plague. Overnight, 185,000 men were killed. Then why was he destroyed when he went home? The Bible is the only place that tells you the real story. Now, the beautiful thing is, if you're a historian and you want to read the biblical account, you're going to have to accept 2 things. First of all, you're going to have to accept that there is a God. They don't like that. And secondly, you're going to have to accept that that God enters time and space and impacts on human history. We don't have a problem with that. We know our God can destroy 185,000 men just like that. That's easy for God to do. Can you see then why the historian does not want to come back to our Bible, does not want to accept our version of the story? They would rather just say, it's a mystery. And we leave it at that. But it's not a mystery for us. We know what the Bible says. But we still need this mural. Why? Because this mural shows us that 2 Kings chapter 19 is correct. This event did happen at that place, at that time, with those people, at that, and that's why it's those 4 things we need. Name, date, place, and event. That's why it's so good that we can trust both the Bible and the historical event. They all come together and they show how accurate our Bible is. Ooh, I love it. Come on home. Now, you still, go ahead.
Is the date on this uniform?
It says, no, it doesn't. It says in the year of so-and-so. And the year of so-and-so will always corroborate with the date that we would put.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So we don't, and remember, they all follow the lunar calendar. So the historians are the ones that know. And they usually, when they talk about a date, they talk about an event that happened that year. The crops, it's the 7th year of devastation, or it's the year of such a battle, or it's a year of such a birth, or it's a year of some event that happens that's important. They choose it. It's always time correlation, and that's why the historians look at those events, and that's how they put the calendars. But it would be the exact same period that the Bible would have. Okay? Now, you still want to solve the problem of Hanukkah, right?
Yes.
In order to do that, we're going to have to look at one more stone that has nothing to do with the Bible, but it has to do with the language we're going to look at next. And it's called the Rosetta Stone. So let's go around the corner, let's look at the Rosetta Stone, and then come back and I'll show you the importance, why it's important.